Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh. Yes, I'm still in my in-laws' office filming my videos. It's just been a long weekend. Lots of stuff going on. I'm very excited about. Maybe I'll tell you in the future. But anyway, today we're talking about the VanClan and what I thought was an April Fool's prank ended up not being an April Fool's prank. And the dangers of being online incessantly and needing online to pay your bills and what it leads to and the dangers of that for kids. Obviously, we've talked about this a lot. But we're going to continue on with this because just a bunch of a-holes, right? Okay, so let's go. So if you're new in my conversation with the VanClan, it's a young family. I think the first video that was brought to my attention was just basically her saying, you know, how dare this man take a picture of us that I'm going to release on the internet later anyway. And I thought the hypocrisy was hilarious, and they've clapped back a couple of times at me, saying how bad I am and all that kind of stuff. And just basically they're young, I think they were teen parents, and trying to exist online, pay all their bills online. At one point they were making a bunch of money. If you take a look at their channel, yeah, 51 million views. They made a bunch of money online, not a ton. They're not one of the biggest families I cover, but they've 284,000 subscribers, 627 videos, and most recently I talked about he had released a couple of Instagram posts where he said he was going to unalive himself, and then they went back and she'd called the police on him. He had gotten arrested and everything else. And of course, it became drama and everything else online, which is what they thrive in. So what do you pivot to after all that? Obviously, OnlyFans. And I thought it was a joke. And if you head over to the Snark page on Reddit, basically this is the picture that they post on their Twitter. Literally a picture of her on her knees holding and he is sitting there in basically it's porn basically. So they just a little lover surprise coming March 31st, and then the video they released is an OnlyFans, obviously, which we're going to cover. They did a Q&A about why they're leaving YouTube, and I doubt they're leaving YouTube, but it sounds like they are running out of money because they're not making a lot of views, to be honest with you. So 6 days ago they released a video, has 44,000 views on it. They maybe do a video a week, which means they don't make a lot of money. They might have bigger Instagrams, maybe a bigger TikTok, but YouTube, I always use YouTube as my benchmark because I know how much money you can make by looking at your view counts, right? Based on the length of your videos. The one that we're gonna look at today is called Are We Quitting? Answering Everything. And so, again, what do you do when you're having the hardest time of your life? Your husband almost does some crazy stuff, goes out drinking till 7 in the morning, then you leave him drunk with your kids, all that stuff, and they call the cops on him. What do? Well, you start an OnlyFans, I guess. That's what happens. Yes, we're going to talk about Taylor Frankie Paul. It's kind of the same type of situation. She hasn't gotten OnlyFans yet, but we're going to get into that. We're starting to see a bunch of these family vloggers and these people that we cover just collapse under the weight of everything that's happening. And my argument that I make all the time is that all of these people are under the same stress and weight. But what they show you is something completely different. They show you the happy, awesome parts, and everybody holds themselves to that standard. They look up to them or they want to be like them. But in reality, their lives are absolutely disgusting and collapsing, and they're terrible people. They all are. And so when you try to hold yourself to their standard, you're never going to reach that anyway because it's unachievable, first of all. But they're basically it's just basically a big old lie the whole time. And you know how I feel about that. People trying to be like them and all that stuff. But in the end, regardless of all the stuff that, they're not responsible for how you feel about them or whatever they do. They are responsible for their children and the lives that they're leading that have children in them, and the legacy that they're leaving for their children, which is why I think if you're going to do public sex work, I don't think you should have kids. And I don't care what that sounds like. And I've said it, and I'll say I will die on that hill. And I've said that a million times, and everybody's like, you're such a misogynist. I don't give a If me saying that you're selfish for doing public sex work while bringing kids in this world makes me misogynist, okay, I'll wear the shirt. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. If I hold comments, and that's what I'm starting to see in this world. It's so divisive that having common sense, specifically when it comes to children and grooming, is seen as so divisive, right? You can't even say that. Having common sense when it comes to children online now, if that makes me misogynist, transphobe, all that stuff, then I will proudly wear it because I don't give a shit what you say. You've said all the things, the people that are especially ones who are against me and against having common sense, you've said the word so many times it literally doesn't mean anything anymore. You've lost all power in meaning what you say. And that's why no one gives a shit if you call us that anymore. We don't care. And I've said this again in the past too. The time for being nice is past. These kids need protections now, and it is starting to happen, thank God, and that's why I continue to talk about it. Okay? So let's see what these a-holes have to say.
What's up, VanClan?
What's up, VanClan? So exciting. What's up, VanClan? I got face tattoos, so it's hard to get a job.
Too much.
This guy is the no regrets guy. You know he's like the no regrets, but he got more tattoos later. He even looks like him. No regrets.
As most of you guys know, if you follow us on any other social media platform, then you would know what we are dropping on March 31st. If you don't know, then I'll leave a link below. And the way that you can get to it is through Twitter. So basically, there's been a lot of questions, obviously. And at first, we were kind of like tiptoeing around it, but then like there's just like either way.
These people, okay, I never want you to forget this. These people parent children. They should not be, and that's what I'm saying. They have no business parenting children. They are still children themselves. But they've been celebrated online. Yes, queen. You had a baby as a teenager? Yes. Slay. I can't tell you how many times I've seen all these people, and I think Colby Shea is another one who said she wants to start an OnlyFans and all this stuff. The celebration that they get on, and it's only on TikTok, everybody, generally on TikTok and Instagram maybe. The celebration they receive, the affirmation they receive for making these really shitty choices is the reason I want TikTok banned. Now, yes, there's a conversation coming down about TikTok and what it actually means to ban TikTok. People have uncovered some stuff inside of the bill that's really, really scary, and I will agree with you. So I will talk about that this week. But the yas queening has got to stop. But the reason they say slay and yas is because those people are similar. These people who make shitty choices want to collaborate, want to be in a tribe with other people who make shitty choices because they don't want to feel alone for being shitty. That's as simple as I can make it. And so they're celebrated, and that's why when they do this stuff, they think it's right. But in their, like, I don't know, have you asked your parents? Have you asked his parents? Have you asked your circle of friends? Have you asked the circle of, if you have any support, which probably not. These types of people have probably burned every bridge in their life because they're like that. He likely has, you know, substance abuses and alcohol abuse and everything else. These are still kids, man. The guy wants to be a rock star and all this stuff, but they're kids raising kids on the internet, and they can only pay their bills through exploitation. And now they're just going to do that with their bodies.
Gonna get the hate that we're gonna get. So we just figured we would answer a few questions in today's video. How many likes for you to get a Tomorrow Needs You hoodie? Yeah, before we start, our last drop for the Tomorrow Needs You hoodies are gonna be Friday.
Because they're about to be, you guys sold out the first drop.
And literally like 2 minutes.
Sold out the second drop.
Yeah.
You're buying these people's, who's buying these people's merch? Why? And do you tell people, hey, what's that merch? Let me tell you about this merch. It's this young teen couple. They have kids. The one guy, you know, wants to be a rapper, and they exploit their children online. Oh, that's the merch you bought? Okay, yeah. Real cool, man. Well, I gotta go live a normal life now. See ya.
So we just want people that really wanted it to be able to have it. So 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. Like we said in the last video, this is something that I don't think a lot of people are going to expect. With that comes a lot of questions, negative comments, things in this one.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
These questions. Someone said, girl, I am so lost, but freaking happy that y'all are doing so well and look so
Didn't put the freaking word in there.
in love. Are you in love with me?
Yeah.
How much?
I like a scale over here. That's a lot.
These people are not going to survive the next 2 years of their life in this relationship. Not gonna happen.
And do you guys have time to film this content? Which is a very valid question, I feel. Because we do have 3 kids, and you guys know we have expressed like we don't have help. However, we do now, and we've been able to like have some time by ourselves. We actually went on like a vacation. It was really nice.
So let me get this straight. You finally got someone to help you and get some support, and so you went and filmed porn. The world that we live in. The world that we live in. It's so sad that you have to laugh. Now, a lot of you people kind of sit with me in my old-fashioned sensibilities. I get that. A lot of us are still this way. I've come a long way though since my pastor days. Like, if you are adults and you are consenting and you want to do this content and you're getting paid big bucks to do it, and you're not hurting anybody else, I mean, go for it, right? Like, yes, I will slay queen, do it. Again, as soon as kids enter the picture, it's the when I have a problem with it. Okay, but it's still so sad that these people feel the only thing that they can present to the world to have any, and they think it's valuable when it's not. But the only way they can get by is to do this type of stuff. So we finally got some help, then we're gonna go film porn. That's how we get it done. Great. I'm sure, I wonder if the people that finally gave you the support and help you needed, they're like, you guys go go take some much needed time to yourselves. Thanks. And then they realized you went and filmed porn. I'm sure they're gonna be like, so glad I helped.
People are saying, like, not trying to, well, no, there's a lot of people that are being rude, but this particular person said not trying to be rude. But how does this align with being Christian? Jesus was a lover, not a hater.
Facts. And if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to judge.
I think.
Well, let's unpack that a little bit, shall we? Now, are you... Are these people, they claim to be Christian? Is that what's happening? Okay, so... Now, they know that they're the biggest hypocrites in the world, first of all. So, we could just put that aside. That's just a given. We understand they're not Christian. Okay? I don't care what they say, they're not. If you... I'm sorry, but I'm not saying I'm a Christian. Okay? I am a Christian, like in my heart. I believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus who says he is. I just don't like religion. You guys know me. Long story. Go watch my video if you want. Okay? I don't live... I know I'm cold. Not lukewarm. I'm not hot. I know I'm sitting cold right now. I'm okay with that at this point in my life, okay? Something I'll have to answer for later. But let me just input some of my knowledge, theology here for you guys if you want it. Take it or leave it. But it is not compatible to be a Christian and be a porn star. I'm sorry. I mean, you can, even what Shannon Rose has done, we all hate Shannon Rose, but she went and got baptized. She wants to live her faith. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, as long as she continues down that path, and she has tried to remove her stuff from the internet, it's never going to be removed. The stuff that she did was horrendous. But I know this isn't, I don't want to hear it, but Shannon Rose has redemption. If Shannon Rose has a turn in her heart, and it's true, I'll never be able to know it, but if it is, she's good to go. Right? At least she's trying to go the opposite. These people are like, oh, we're Christian, and we're going to film porn, but don't judge us, because that's a sin. Well, okay, you're right. I agree with you on that. It's not my place to judge you, but I'm going to judge you anyway because humans do that. But you know who will judge you? I don't think I have to say it, but yeah. What you're doing is wrong, and you know it's wrong. The idea of sin in the world that we live in right now is so crazy because if you call something a sin, it's like, oh, you're this, you're a phobic, this and that. I didn't make the rules. But if that's what it is what it is. You don't have to believe it. I'm not telling you to believe it, but the conversation has been confused and skewed that if that's what the Bible says about a certain lifestyle, that it's a sin to engage in certain something, I didn't make that rule, but that's what it says. If you ask my opinion on it, that's what it says. But you can be considered so hateful for even saying that. Isn't that crazy? But what they do now is these people who have no idea about anything, who just, one day there's something, the next day she's got a yin-yang tattoo on her shoulder. Like, they don't believe in anything. Probably witchcraft one day, Wiccan the other day. I know these types of people, okay? But I'm telling you, what you do, the lifestyles you lead is not compatible with being a Christian. If you are trying to be a Christian, then you actively have to be trying to work against the sin in your life. You have to be like, okay, I can recognize that it is, and I don't want to do that. They're celebrating it and doing it to make money and exploiting children while doing it. That's how disgusting these people are. There's only one word for the VanClan. Trash. They are straight hot garbage.
A lot of people, honestly don't understand their own religion. Jesus loved all different kinds of people. I understand that, the traditional Christian faith, it says in the Bible a lot of different things that I'm not even going to go into.
Basically,
because you don't know. You're not going to go into it because you have no idea. It would have been awesome for them to have a justification with a scripture or something like that. Jesus didn't talk about OnlyFans. Okay.
what religion is yours, and what it is to you is not the same as what it is to the next. Mm-hmm. And you can't judge somebody.
How long?
It's the new Jesus. He's cool with porn. He's cool with that stuff. No, it's like, that was the old way. As soon as the internet came around, Jesus changed his mind. It's not Jesus is it's not God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It's not that. That's changed. Oh my God. Why did you even try to answer that question? Why?
Do you plan this? People are asking because we just kind of came out of the blue with it.
Honestly, we haven't really been planning this a long time.
Hey, that sounds like every decision you guys have probably ever made ever. So at least you're honest, thanks.
I think all the things that have been going on, if you guys have been following along, this was something that we decided that we wanted to do together. I probably would have been against it before. I never even thought about it. I don't know. I think that this could be like a fun, exciting thing for us. It's like we're shooting a professional content, but it's intimate for us. So it's like we're dedicating this time to make this intimate content, which brings us closer.
I've thought about doing it for a
Answer, what was that? How long have you been planning it? Well, it's this thing, right? It's professional, and I don't think I was before and after. Then we shot. It's intimate. None of what you said there had any coherence, nor did it come close to answering the question. These are parents, people.
while now. I thought about it in my head. It was just a thought. Like, I never thought that I would actually do it because, first of all, I've always let people's judgments control how I live my life, and so I was like, that will never be an option. But now I think, like, Garrick and I are at a point in our life where we just don't care anymore about what other people think, and like,
No, you're at a point in your life where you have lost all of your ability to make money, and so you think this is going to work. And I have some stats for you. And we'll talk about the stats after if I remember. But basically, I think the stats are something like the people who make enough money to survive on OnlyFans are like in maybe the second percentile, in like the 98th percentile. Most people on OnlyFans, if I'm correct, I could be wrong, I'll check it later. Nobody's gonna buy your shit. Like, you might, maybe the first month people might get curious, but I don't think that I don't think this is gonna end up the way you think it's gonna end up. That's what I'm saying.
To do what we want to do and what makes us happy, and we think that this will just be like a fun thing for us to do. A lot of people want to know like what to expect. Like, is it going to be like R-rated content, PG-13?
Definitely R-rated. If you know,
Obviously, no regrets. Look at his neck tattoos. You think they were gonna do PG OnlyFans?
what site we're going to, then you know that it's what, 18 or 21 plus.
18, I think.
Yeah.
You seem to be taking a lot of things on after what's gone on. Do you think that that's a good idea?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, I went on a binge drinking thing, probably do drugs, you know. Honestly, I told the internet I was gonna unalive myself for my kids and everything. And honestly, and yeah, this was definitely the path the therapist said, yeah, you guys, you know what you should do? Start on OnlyFans. Make more bad decisions. That's what I think you should do, just to like compound the bad decisions you've already made. Sounds like your therapist is probably yourself.
I get busy with everything. That's why a Wilder Wave has been like such a passion of mine, and amongst so many other things, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with staying busy.
We still take a rest day, but
Not really.
not really, but
We still do this thing. No, we don't. No, you're right, we don't.
we try to take a rest day.
I feel
should say.
They put one video in a week. What do you mean a rest day? What do you guys do? Someone tell me, please, in the comments, because they must be doing something I'm missing. One video a week, and now they're doing OnlyFans? What are you busy? I know you have kids, but what do you mean?
Like, whenever I'm watching TV, like somebody asked me on Instagram the other day, like, what do you watch on TV? And I was like, I really don't watch TV because it makes me feel unproductive. Like, if I'm not doing something, I feel the need to. If that makes sense. But to answer that question on Instagram, he did get me into Riverdale, and I'm like hooked onto it, which.
I don't watch TV, but to answer your question, I watch TV. These people, right? 3 kids. These poor children. These poor children.
That's the purpose of what I just said, but I do feel
But at
unproductive when I'm
nighttime,
watching
like
it.
late.
Yeah. Are you afraid of
Oh, here we go.
like,
Thank
what
you.
the kids will think whenever
Yes.
they're older and all that stuff?
Stop saying whenever. Just when they're older. When they're older. Whenever.
My biggest thing is like it's gonna be on a site that
They probably won't even have when they're
yeah,
older.
like it's
Oh.
But not only that, like even if they did, we've taught our kids to not judge someone. We've implemented all these different affirmations and life lessons into them. I can honestly tell you, even though that Wilder's 5, Hazel's 4, Venture's 2, like I still know in my heart they will not be those kinds of kids or that kind of person that would judge someone based on that.
How do you know? And that's not what people are asking about. And we've seen many, many articles and many AMAs on Reddit about this question. My mom's an OnlyFans star and I get bullied at school to the point I wanted to unalive myself. There's other kids out there saying, I don't like that my mom's an OnlyFans a porn star. I don't like it. Okay? Your kids don't give you consent to do that and ruin their future. It's not about what your kids think, because of course you're gonna tell your kids that don't judge porn stars. I mean, I don't know how that conversation comes up, but I guess you're gonna do that. Don't judge people for their life decisions, maybe? Including what? Including making porn and you're followed by many children, by the way. You're a family vlog followed by children. Lots, and probably teenagers. And you're telling those teenagers right now that this is a successful avenue of business you should be taking. This is one thing you should do. You're influencers. And you're saying this. But that's an easy way to skirt that question. Well, my kids won't judge me. You don't know that. Your kids might hate you. It sounds like they're gonna hate you. Right? You don't have, you know what it's really telling? Is that you guys don't have relationships with your parents. Okay? Or any help whatsoever. And you think you're just going to continue on this path you're down by exploiting your children, making porn on the internet, and have them be a target of bullies when they're older? And you don't think that's going to get out? Are you crazy? Do you know how easy it is to find free OnlyFans content? You can literally go on Reddit, type in any OnlyFans creator, and say free. And everybody releases the pictures of the most famous ones. Okay? Don't ask me how I know, because Trish Paytas has OnlyFans. Oh my god, don't do it. Just don't do it. Save your eyes. Understand? So what I'm telling you is that it will be leaked. Your kids' friends will find it. Your kids' friends' families will find it. Your kids' teachers will find it. Your kids' bullies and enemies will find it. You guys are selfish idiots for doing this. And just skirting that, oh, my kids aren't going to judge. Yeah, but they will be judged. And that's on you. And I know the answer is like, well, kids shouldn't just bully. And I get that. And I take it from me, who was relentlessly bullied in school to the point I wanted to unalive myself multiple times, okay? I was relentlessly bullied and hurt and cut and stabbed and everything else. If you hear my story, it is heartbreaking, my school story, okay? Traumatizing. Bullying is the worst thing that ever happened in my life. I guarantee you. But I'm a realist, and I understand bullying is never going to go away because it has been around since literally the dawn of time. It's not going away. Yes, we can say, well, there shouldn't be bullies. That's great, though. There is. Yeah, there shouldn't be predators either. And there is. That's the way the world's evil. Okay? There's a reality and there's this like utopian idea of something. But we live in a reality. And so you have to make your choices based on the reality we live in. And none of y'all do. Dumbasses.
You're never going to even know.
But even if
they're going to know. They're going to know. Okay? Dad, your neck tattoos are crazy. And you know how they're going to know even if you don't show your faces? Is because you guys have the most recognizable tattoos.
That's not something I would withhold from them. Is it just you or is it Garrick too?
It's all me.
Some people have also
it's only Garrick?
Without the fact that we have expressed before, I think in like a TikTok or something, that PORN is considered cheating.
Like
that's
watching,
what I've considered it.
Yeah, like watching.
Oh, she has said that watching that is considered cheating? Prawn? Really?
Get behind each other's back.
Yeah, I don't think that really correlates with.
It's not the same at all.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing at all because we're doing this content together.
Even though there's negative comments that obviously.
They just admitted on camera that they considering watching corn behind each other's back is cheating. But they're gonna make corn to sell to other people online. So they see a problem with the content itself, and they are going to create that content that they think if you watch it without your significant other is cheating. They're making the content that they think other people would cheat with. These people have really never thought about anything in their life. They have no logic whatsoever, and they are raising children. The scariest part about this is not the corn that they're making. The scariest part about this is their logic that they use. I have never in my life seen two dumber people, and I've covered a lot of dumb people on here, okay? I've covered Micah Stauffer. These people are dumber than Micah Stauffer. How is that possible? We are reaching levels of stupidity that should not even exist. And that's why people this age shouldn't be making choices like having babies and making porn, because they are not even developed yet in their brain. I don't know how old they are, but it seems like they're under 25. I could be wrong. They're not developed enough to be making these choices, and if anything, it's just proof positive that you can't make these crazy decisions for your life because you're stupid. Wisdom comes with age. I'm 43 now, and I've done a lot of stupid shit in my past. Make a lot of stupid choices, spend a lot of dumb money on dumb things. You know, I made it. Thank God I didn't die. I didn't do any drugs or alcohol or anything like that. I'd done a bunch of stupid shit that whatever. Like we all did. And I'm, as I got past, 25, 30, even to this day, I look back, I'm like, even like 10 years ago, I was making choices that were like, I wish I wouldn't have made those choices. So these people are absolutely making this choice very fast and very stupidly, and have no logic to back it up.
Come with this kind of thing. There's also a lot of positive comments, which if you're one of those people, we just thank you very much for, because you guys have been like such a good community of people in general towards us for the last few years. And everything that we've done, you guys have always just been so supportive, and so we're very grateful for that. So this person was like, as someone who struggles with intimacy and trust in that way, I love this already. I like seeing all these positive comments.
Oh, dear, I'm sure you do. I like being affirmed in my stupid decisions. Don't we all? Don't we all?
Said why deep down we kind of always wanted to do,
but we never would.
Never would, because like we had already started this YouTube channel, and like.
But you can still be parents and still
facts.
like.
I feel like that's
what facts, bro. Cap, no cap. Truth, base.
Damn.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like with this content that we do is like, we're always with the kids, and you guys see that. We obviously are kind of like a separate person for our kids. This parenting thing is not something that you're born with. It's something that you learn as you have a kid. So it's like you're trying to meet them on their level.
What the hell are you saying?
Things together.
What are you saying?
And so like you're giving them this perspective that you wouldn't have if you were with your friends, or you were with your parents,
what?
or you were with anybody else.
We're teaching little human beings.
So
yeah, you're teaching little human beings to make shitty choices with your life. What are you saying right now? Answer this question. Would you want this for your kids? You want your kids to make porn for the internet for strange men to pay them to look at their bodies? Is that something you want for your children? Hands up if you want that for your children. Right? Do you really want that? Or do you think your kids have more to bring to the world? That they could do something different with their, become a commodity. I find it really strange in this whole world of like, of feminism and what are we on, the 7th, 8th wave of feminism and everything else, and be yourself, and women aren't commodities, and I get that, and I understand that, half that stuff, but then you want to become a commodity? Okay, cool. But you really want that for your kids?
Like, I feel like that's what people who watch our channel is like, they're seeing that part of us, because like we're always with the kids.
There's a whole other side.
Did you just admit that they come for the kids, and now you're going to use the platform you built off coming for the kids to say, hey, go look at our porn? Did you just say that? How do you remember? I would love to have a conversation with their parents. I really would. Honestly, parent to parent, be like, what happened? What did you feed them? Did they eat paint chips when they were a kid? What happened? Did they fall off their bike down a mountain or something? What happened? Because I honestly, I hesitate to blame parents, but man, how do you get to this level? And I know kids will go off and do their own thing, and there are parents that are super strict and don't want anything. Understand that. There's nuance to it all. I get that. And kids are going to do what kids are going to do, and adults are going to do what adults are going to do. But at some point, damn.
Of us, like, we're not just mom and dad, like we have our own identities as well.
We're not putting this content on YouTube for people to watch. We're not putting it on Instagram. We're not forcing anybody to watch it. If you want to watch it, you can subscribe. If you don't, you don't have to.
And that's another thing.
Thanks, tips. Appreciate it.
Like, it's another way for us to...
Except you're advertising on your YouTube channel right now. This is like your soft launch to your porn channel. So, we're not going to use this channel where they just admitted people come for the kids and everything else, and we're doing a video on our OnlyFans. Please go subscribe to our OnlyFans. So, okay. Okay, though.
Connect with the people that, like, want to connect with us outside of, like, Instagram and YouTube. I'm not saying, like, sexually or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, chatting.
Just Fam was like, oh, damn it.
General, yeah, just in general.
That's just, like, another... The vlog.
Hands up, you think Just Fam's, like, what, 2, maybe 1 year away from OnlyFans?
That I feel like is ingrained in our blood is going to carry into OnlyFans, and I know it because we're gonna do like things that we've done on YouTube. Obviously, like we've done like nighttime routines, like what we do when the kids go to bed type stuff. But this time we don't have to be so censored because YouTube does not allow certain
porn. Yes, it doesn't allow porn, and oh my god.
So I think like vlogging those kinds of things would be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any fears of being uncomfortable? No, because I would never do something that I'm not comfortable doing.
Me either.
How do you feel comfortable showing your body?
Like what? Calling the police on him?
For kids, I want to, but so insecure. And I feel like
wait, what was that?
Showing your
How do you feel comfortable showing your body after kids? Oh, okay.
After kids.
I said to your kids. I'm like, what?
To, but so insecure. And I feel that because I was that way for literally up until like pretty recently.
I've been hyping you up this whole time.
I know that, but like I've had 3 kids. Like I have been insecure, and like during my pregnancies, after, I don't know, I feel like self-love is such a journey. You can't deny that like your body.
Just remember though, she was also influenced by other creators to get to say stupid shit like this. Self-love is the journey that we all need to take because me, I. It's all about me. I'm the only one that matters. I. She's influenced by the creators. This has been what our kids, and these are the generation right after me, that were influenced by the generation after me who were online chronically. The influencers who would say stupid shit like this. When you become a parent, it's not about you anymore. And if it is about you only, you're going to raise children that are wrong. You're going to raise children in a world where they're going to say the same thing and they're going to perpetuate that same utter bullshit. Good parents are selfless in every single way. How many good parents do you know in your life, or have you known? And how selfless have they been for their children? How many times have they put themselves second so that the children get everything that they need first? And I mean with everything, with sports, with love, with school, with everything. The best parents in the world, the best ones who have raised the best kids, have been the most selfless people. None of this bullshit about me, I get that. You do need to take care of yourself. I understand that. But what these people do is they only take care of themselves. Their kids always come second. You understand? Like, maybe once in a while, you need to come first. I get that. But that's not what these people believe or show. They only show themselves always coming first. And that's what we need to, that's a conversation we all need to have. We need to be comfortable saying, when you have children, they're now first. Their futures matter. What you do, especially on the internet, matters for their futures too. And so when you are selfless, when you are selfish, when you are a selfish asshole, everything you do is going to reflect, and it's going to reflect on them. Because you don't seem to care, obviously. If you're willing to film porno for the internet, you got to be, there's like, I know there's lots of people doing it, I get that, but I couldn't even fathom it.
Made a literal human being. You're allowed to feel the way that you feel, but if you remind yourself that, it's sometimes hard to feel insecure when you literally made humans. Because
thanks for their answers. I feel like, oh my God, how did they graduate? Someone tell me. What grade did they get to? 6, 7? Maybe 9?
Change your body. It just does. Have you had any judgment from family about OnlyFans? If so, how do you deal with it?
Nope. Everybody's been supportive.
Your family has been supportive of you making porn.
I talked to my mom about it. I talked to my aunt. I mean, I don't see you calling your dad up and
no, I'm not gonna, hey dad. He's not gonna care.
The chosen
I'm sure he won't.
family that we have in our life has
hear what she said there, don't miss it. The chosen family that we've let in our life. Okay? And I don't know their story, and maybe that family doesn't deserve to be in our life. Maybe not. Okay? But hear what she said there. You know, the ones that we align with, they're super supportive. Could you imagine mom saying yes to OnlyFans? Yes, queen. Sounds like probably, yeah. That's, again, what I just said before. That type of parent raises that type of child. That type of child grows up, has babies, is the same type of person that their parent was. Then they raise children in that same type of ideology or whatever the case may be. Then that kid grows up and that's why we perpetuate stupidity. Like, it's so bad. You know, sometimes when you see some of these kids out there, especially in these family vlogs, they're going to be just like their parents, and you're so sad for them because they're going to live a shitty life.
Supportive of the things that we do.
Alright guys, for real though, I want to know, down in the comments, should I cut my hair?
I totally thought it was going to be a lingerie line of clothes. That'd be cool.
Well, maybe we'll do that, you know.
Are you guys
I think these guys are
going
gonna
to quit YouTube or keep the family channel
go.
going? The answer is no, we're not going to quit YouTube. The past few months, we have stopped posting as much. Like, we were posting 3 times a week, and now we post like 2 times a week sometimes. And so we've definitely lowered how much that we're posting. But no, we're not quitting because YouTube will always hold like a special place in our heart.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, why would you, right? Got a bunch of kids watching, got to make sure that they get our OnlyFans. Do you think that these people are followed by adult men who are going to subscribe to OnlyFans? Answer me this question, truthfully. I don't know, maybe I'll look Google in a second. But what percentage of women buy nudes on OnlyFans? It's got to be a really low percentage, right? It's mostly men who are partaking in OnlyFans content. Who is going to watch these two people? Who wants to watch these people? No thanks.
it doesn't matter how much money we ever make on YouTube or in general.
We'll always do it.
I'll always do YouTube. Someone said in the past you've stated you wouldn't have an OnlyFans. What changed and why now?
Money changed.
And maybe I have mentioned that.
If you ever answered that question publicly, or it was ever a question and we actually answered it, you probably said no because
I didn't think I would ever do it.
Or
the question was, in the past you said you're never going to do OnlyFans. What changed? Well, if I did say that in the past, it's because I said I wasn't going to do it. Yup. What? It's like these people are trying to write a book report and trying to get that word count in every time.
Because, yeah, maybe that, or because, like, we weren't planning on doing it, you know what I mean? Like,
we never really thought about it.
Yeah, we never thought.
That's why the question was, you said you weren't going to do it, and now you're lying that you said you never thought about it. You were asked to. Why wouldn't you do it? They're asking the question is what has changed? And what has changed is your moral value. Your wallet is not making any money anymore. And you think this is going to be this big, we're going to make millions of dollars. I promise you guys, you're not going to make any money. Okay? I promise you. No, there's nothing that you, I mean, maybe they'll make a little bit, but they're not like, okay, I'm just saying. That shit's for free. I don't understand why people go to OnlyFans. I don't get it.
Is it free? No. How do you guys continue to give each other endless love and support without falling apart?
They don't. She calls the police on him and gets him arrested.
Smooch every once in a while.
I think the hard times for us going through something has always brought us closer in the end.
We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're both in an abusive relationship and you're both damaged beyond all repair. And so you probably think that you don't deserve anybody else. Both of you. I'm telling you, both of you. And so you guys think you're only deserved of each other. And, you're probably right. But that's the shit that goes on in this. These people, if you actually... The thing about the VanClan, if you actually understood who they really were, if you actually got to see how the sausage was made, how they actually are in real life, none of you would watch them. Promise you that. They are gross trash.
Been through literal storms. Go check out Hurricane Michael vlog.
No questions at this point, just surprise but no judgment. Nice to know you're keeping it real.
Is it real?
Tat it on your back.
Keep it real, y'all. Yo, no regrets.
100 emoji.
100. No regrets. I promise you guys, you're gonna have regrets. Promise.
I want to bring this idea up to my fiance. How did you guys start/begin this next chapter? I really don't know. It just happened.
Hey babe, we're totally broke. I spent all our money on booze and shit. And making rap albums, paying producers and stuff. What are we gonna do? Well, there's OnlyFans, I guess. Okay, let's do it. That's the conversation. Probably over oatmeal.
Just became a thing. Just have open communication.
Yeah, and talk about what you want out of it, what you don't want out of it.
Because
what do you want out of it? What could you possibly gain from doing porn on the internet? What is the except for money? What is the benefit? What is the net positive for society as a whole? Which, I mean, it's not your responsibility to be that, right? But what is the benefit outside of money? There is none. There is zero benefit. There's way more, and if there is any benefits besides the money, the negatives far outweigh it, including what your children are going to have to go through for what you put on the internet, because you don't think they're going to be able to access a paywall. By the time your kids are 18, that shit's going to be everywhere for free. There's going to be AI bots that have grabbed it and turned it into different videos.
Fans is most of the content is R-rated, but there's just so many different niches of people and things, and
there's tons of people that don't even do R-rated content.
Yeah. Are you afraid?
Okay, but you are doing R-rated content, so what kind of answer is that?
How you will be portrayed now. P.S. I love it.
Hell no, because if we were, we wouldn't be telling you.
Exactly. They don't give a shit what you think. Look at this guy. Look at his tattoos. Look at his neck. Do you think this guy cares how people portray him? Do you think he gives? Look at his jeans. You think this guy gives a shit?
Have something negative to say about it, then you're entitled to that. If you want to unfollow, we send you with peace.
Oh, thanks for your permission. R.I.P.
Would have asked me that question a year ago, or even 6 months ago, I would have said yes. I'd be terrified. Like I said, we've just come to a point in our life where we just don't care about what other people think about.
We know. But don't forget, you built your audience off of family vlogging, and the people who watch family vlogging are kids, teenagers, and weirdo adults for some reason. Okay? You don't have, and predators, first of all, predators. But the predators are looking for your children, not for you guys. So they're not coming to you guys because you're sexy, and they're like, oh, they make sexy content. You're building a platform off of this, we're this loving family, and then you make porn, and you think that's gonna port over somehow? Man, it's gonna be so interesting to watch this. I don't know if you can even tell. I don't think you can tell how much they make. There's no percentile thing that says this is how much we make. But I guess we're gonna find out. If they make a lot of money, they're gonna be driving in cars and buying expensive shit because they make bad choices, specifically with their money. Clearly, they have over 55 million views on their channel. Where'd all that money go?
Our life.
You can have an opinion all you want, but it's not going to change.
Well,
our
clearly,
mind.
again, we get it. Well, I know. Look at you.
The negativity stop us from doing what we want to do.
Not just with this, but like with anything. Like,
yeah. Because I feel like we put ourselves out there with a lot of stuff. Like as far as music goes, YouTube,
TikTok.
The Wilder Wave, TikTok. Like we put ourselves out there.
All the same things in one. TikTok. You can just say social media. I don't know what Wilder Wave is or clothing business or something like that. You know, we put ourselves out there. Yeah, it's all the same shit. It's all garbage. Put ourselves out there.
A lot of ways that kind of make ourselves very vulnerable to a lot of judgment and hate. And if we were worried about that, we wouldn't do any of it. My best advice is like just find the people that you resonate with.
Yeah.
My best advice is no regrets.
To find the people that we resonate with. Yeah, that's just what it's going to be moving forward.
people that aren't judgmental and like
Loving, caring, kind,
Yeah.
non-judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
they're
It doesn't exist. You're going to be judged. And because you have children that you brought into this world and exploited, and now you're pivoting to porn, you're going to be judged. And if you're going to judge us and leave, everybody's going to leave, dude. There's kids watching you. You don't answer that question. What about the kids and the teenagers who watch you? Aren't you scared you're influencing them to do this?
a lot of young viewers that may be watching,
sweet.
so you should have a private account or something. And that's why I do have a Twitter account that I made, and the link will be in the Twitter account.
Oh my God. Maybe you should do this on a private account. Well, that's why we have a private account. But are advertising it on this public account to the kids and the young viewers watching. We have a Twitter, guys. There's a link in our bio on this specific video. Head over there and get it through there because you're not allowed to link your OnlyFans through YouTube, which is good, thank God. Okay? Make it make sense, you absolute moron, Zoe. You are a moron.
So if you want to keep up with that, it'll be there.
Big, fat Cholinos.
And just
It's like this guy's stuck in perpetual skateboarder mode. He's like a skater, man. And he just can't leave it. He thinks he's still going to make it.
keep up with us in general, like in that kind of way, it'll be there. But yeah.
So what she just said, if you want to keep with us on our porn side, that's how you do it. In that type of way.
That's kind of all the questions that we're going to answer.
Wow.
A lot of it was pretty
Super.
repetitive, and a lot of it was positive, a lot of it was negative. I think from this point forward, we're just not going to entertain like anything negative.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because you're going to try the OnlyFans thing. It's not going to net you the thing you think it's going to net you. And you're going to be like, you guys are so judgmental. It's going to be leaked instantly. And it's going to be available for free to anybody who wants to see it. But please don't. Please don't do that stuff. Please don't look at that shit. These people have children on the internet. Okay? Don't let that, because once it's out there forever. It's never going to go away ever. You might even stop your OnlyFans. You might try to erase it off the internet. It's going to exist forever. And these people know that the internet's forever. They don't give a shit about their kids. That's all. This thing could have been summed up. We don't give a shit about our kids. Self-care. Yes, queen. Slay.
Just the more you bring that energy, it's just going to reflect into your life. So there's no point in that. So anyways, we're going to end the vlog here.
You absolute butt stains are just the grossest trash I've ever covered on this channel. I feel gross after watching you guys. I just always, as soon as I'm done watching the VanClan, I feel like, ugh. These people have no regard for their children, no regard for their future or their children's futures either. They are literally teenagers still. I don't care how old they are. They act and talk like teenagers. And they are raising children in this type of world. And I'm going to judge them because they deserve to be judged. Because they make shitty choices. And they've got kids who are going to pay the price for those shitty choices. Look, I get it. I know everybody, there's a big conversation online about all this stuff. And I will always say this. If you're an adult and you want to do all this stuff, I applaud you. Go for it. I love it. I don't love it, but you know what I'm saying? Do it. Have fun. But consider, as soon as you figure out, yes, I do want to have children. Because there are a lot of people who don't want to have children. That has been like a big conversation in the last couple of years. There's a lot of people, I don't want children. Good. Then go live your life, make your money. Yeah, I'll slay. Slay that, queen. Slay it. And I think a lot of you agree with me. And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. But as soon as you bring children into this world, you have to understand that their future, that what you do impacts their future at the end. And good parents are selfless people. That's the only way to say it. Take a deep breath with me. These butt jams. Just hate them. Hate them. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being awesome and beautiful and gorgeous and brilliant. Your hair looks just boom. The glow. It's there. Don't you never forget it. Don't fly for American Airlines, and I will see you